This is UX/UI inaccessibility of online psych health resources for undergrad students.
Let's talk about background. According to Universities Canada, 75% of post-secondary students report struggling with their mental health. Among those with positive screens for depression or anxiety disorders but are service non-users, 53% were aware of the free counseling services, while only 32% reported they wouldn't know where to go for professional mental health care. This shows many students are unaware of free counseling services offered by the university or do not know where to go for professional help. But why there are service non-users when they know they need help but they just don't use the service available? Probably because service is confusing to navigate, which means it's difficult to use. Then it discourages service engagement. Why is it so hard to use, and how do we change that? Well, here is the entire reference list, but we're not reading all that. Here are the keywords that help us do the research: UX/UI, university students, accessibility, service utilization, well-being, human-computer interaction, mental health, communication, and psychology. The key findings are self-stigma or internalized negative attitudes towards help seeking, and the associated embarrassment with self-reliance, which is normalizing their distress, believing that high level of stress, depression, or anxiety are simply a normal part of the university experience. Which also led us to poor mental health literacy, specifically the inability to identify symptoms of mental illness, prevents students from realizing they need help. The other key findings for these three references are university services are struggling to meet demand, and all three articles identify digital tools as essential for addressing the increasing demand for mental health support. Presley and all report that students advocate for increased digital accessibility, such as apps and online booking to provide 24/7 access and remove structural barriers like waitlist. From a student's perspective, they note that fragmented or confusing digital system currently act as barriers to care. And a one-size-fits-all approach means low personalization. It sparks low interest and lack personal care pathways. And it also means it lacks cultural adaptation in terms of language and culture. To summarize the results, there are a few problems in UX. It has high cognitive load and information formatting is bad. It lacks personalization and human connection. The problems in UI is lacking emotional and aesthetic consistency, and it is not inclusive in terms of linguistics. Outside of UX UI, it's still not accessible because it's fragmented in the university system. It makes it hard to find. So we got a few problems here. From these two readings, there are a few recommendations from the key findings. First, use rounded interface to evoke greater perception of aesthetic and warmth. It translates into pro-social interactions. Make it prettier. High perceived aesthetics lead to increased perceived ease of use and user satisfaction. Try to avoid tapping into the cognitive dissonance theory. This is when people experience psychological discomfort when holding conflicting beliefs, attitudes, or behaviors. To put it simply in this case is to avoid falseness in visual and audio cues. Extra 2 points. Use Jacob's law to lower cognitive load. Referencing popular websites flow to improve cognitive fluency, or another thing. Use low friction navigation, uniform visual hierarchy, and progressive disclosure will significantly enhance student engagement and resilience. Further studies on streamlining user navigation through using a unified, friendlier, and concise UX writing, and a more rounded warm tone UI and increasing personalization options. Will the accessibility change increase user rates in terms of user interaction and user action completion? I hope the future dudes figure them out. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for listening.